True Blue Nation, Dodgers Report.
What the Dodgers front office just did behind the scenes might be the smartest or riskiest move of the year. They brought back a familiar arm with massive potential, and what it cost the team will shock you. If you want to understand this strategy before everyone else, subscribe now so you don't miss a single detail of this exclusive breakdown. Hey there, True Blue Nation. Welcome back to True Blue Nation, Dodgers Report, your go-to hub for the deepest analysis and the hottest news on our beloved Los Angeles Dodgers. I'm your host, and as always, I'm here to bring you the inside scoop and the information that truly matters to us, the Blue Crew. Before we dive into today's news, a classic front office move that deserves a detailed discussion, I have to ask you, if you value this kind of direct, no-nonsense analysis, if you want to stay one step ahead when it comes to the Dodgers, then please hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. Your support is crucial for me to continue bringing this exclusive content directly to you. Don't be left out. Join our community. All right, let's get down to business. On September 1st, 2025, while we were still celebrating that crucial win against the Diamondbacks, powered by that spectacular Will Smith home run that put us ahead, the front office, led by Andrew Friedman, was working behind the scenes as they always do. They don't rest. And the result is the newest addition to our roster, a name that's already quite familiar to all of us, left-handed pitcher Andrew Heaney. The news, confirmed by reliable sources like MLB insider Jon Heyman, is that the Dodgers have signed Heaney to a minor league deal shortly after he was designated for assignment by the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is one of those moves that defines our organization's philosophy. Low risk, high potential reward, and above all, a relentless pursuit of roster depth, especially in the pitching staff, on the eve of the postseason. Heaney, who already had a memorable, albeit tumultuous stint in Los Angeles back in 2022, is back in the Dodgers system. His first stop will be in Oklahoma City, our AAA affiliate, which is logistically perfect since he resides there. But the most crucial detail, and the one that shows the urgency and planning behind this signing, is that he was signed in time to be eligible for the playoff roster. This isn't a move for the future, it's a move for the now, for the title run in October. To understand the significance of this signing, we need to analyze what Andrew Heaney represents in 2025. His season with the Pirates was, to be frank, a disaster. In 23 starts, he compiled a 5.39 ERA with a 5-10 record and only 84 strikeouts. Those numbers on their own don't inspire confidence. The situation became so critical that in mid-August, the Pittsburgh coaching staff made the decision to move him to the bullpen in an attempt to salvage any value from his performance. Heaney himself, in a moment of brutal honesty, admitted his shortcomings. He publicly stated, "I haven't been pitching well, and we have some young guys who deserve opportunities. I've been in the game long enough to know that opportunities are earned, and I haven't earned them." This self-awareness is a character trait that the Dodgers front office values immensely. They don't want players who blame others. They want athletes who take responsibility and are willing to work to improve. And that's where the magic of the Dodgers pitching lab, led by Mark Prior, comes in. When we look at Heaney's last 10 appearances for the Pirates, the picture is even bleaker. An 8.19 ERA with 39 runs allowed and 13 home runs. The obvious question that arises in any fan's mind is, why would the Dodgers bring back a pitcher with such poor performance? The answer lies in the details and in the memory of what he has already done wearing our uniform. Remember 2022. Heaney came to the Dodgers off a terrible season with the Angels and the Yankees. Many considered him a lost cause, but under Mark Prior's tutelage, he reinvented himself. He developed a new pitch, a devastating sweeper that became his primary weapon. The result was one of the highest strikeout rates in the league, 35.5%, and a respectable 3.10 ERA over 16 games. The problem, as has often been the case with Heaney, was injuries and the long ball. He couldn't stay healthy, and when he was on the mound, he was susceptible to home runs. The Dodgers front office is betting that in a familiar environment and with guidance from the best coaching staff in the league, they can reignite that 2022 flame. They have the data, the technology, and the track record to prove they can fix pitchers. They aren't looking at the 5. 39 ERA with the Pirates. They're looking at the spin rate on his sweeper, his extension profile, the analytical data that suggests a minor mechanical fix or a change in strategic approach could turn a struggling pitcher into a valuable bullpen piece. The cost to find out is virtually zero. The Pirates are paying the bulk of his salary. For the Dodgers, it's a minimal investment of time and a roster spot in Oklahoma City. It's a calculated gamble, a chess move on a board where depth is queen. Now, let's deepen the strategic analysis and the real impact Andrew Heaney could have on our roster for the final stretch of the season, and more importantly, for the playoffs. The Heaney signing cannot be viewed in a vacuum. It is a direct reflection of the current state of our pitching staff and the front office's philosophy that you can never have enough pitching. With a 78-59 record and the lead in the National League West, our team is in an excellent position. However, the season is a marathon, and at this point in the championship, the wear and tear is visible. We have been dealing with minor injuries and inconsistencies in both the starting rotation and the bullpen. We need fresh arms and reliable options for October. This is precisely where Heaney's versatility comes into play. The front office didn't bring him in to be our ace. They brought him in to be an insurance policy, a Swiss Army knife, who can perform multiple roles depending on the needs of the moment. The question that remains is, what exactly will his role be? His initial stint in Oklahoma City will serve as a sort of intensive laboratory. Mark Pryor and the pitching development staff will have a chance to work with him away from the MLB spotlight to identify and correct what went so wrong in Pittsburgh. The most likely possibility for Heaney, should he get the call up to the big league club, is that of a long reliever or an innings eater out of the bullpen. Think about those games where our starter has a rough night and gets pulled in the third or fourth inning. Instead of burning 3 or 4 of our key relievers, like Evan Phillips, Bruce Gratero, or Alex Vesia, to cover the rest of the game, Dave Roberts could simply hand the ball to Heaney and ask him to pitch 3 or 4 innings. Having been a starter his entire career, he has the stamina to do it. This role is incredibly valuable as it preserves our elite arms for high leverage situations on subsequent days, which is absolutely crucial in a playoff series. Another potential role is that of an emergency or spot starter. If one of our starters needs to skip a turn due to a minor injury or simply to get some extra rest before the postseason, Heaney can be inserted into the rotation for a single game without much issue. He doesn't need to be brilliant. He just needs to give us 5 competitive innings and keep the team in the game. And of course, there's the role of a left-handed specialist. Although the 3-batter minimum rule has diminished the use of the traditional loogie, Heaney's sweeper is particularly effective against left-handed hitters. In a critical playoff situation with a dangerous lefty at the plate, having Heaney as an option in the bullpen could be a significant strategic weapon. This signing also sends a clear message to the rest of the league. The Dodgers are thinking about every possible angle to build a foolproof roster for October. They are aware that fortunes can change quickly in the postseason and that an untimely injury can derail a title aspiration. By adding Heaney, they are mitigating that risk. It's the same strategy we saw with players like Tyler Anderson, who became an all-star, or Chris Martin and Evan Phillips, who became dominant bullpen pieces. The organization believes in its development system and is not afraid to bet on talent that other teams have cast aside. Interestingly, our very next matchup is a 3-game series against Heaney's former team, the Pirates. While he won't be on the major league roster for that series, it's an ironic reminder of how the baseball world turns. For us, the Blue Crew, this move should be viewed with cautious optimism. We shouldn't expect Andrew Heaney to become our Cy Young, but we can trust that our front office saw something that can be tapped into. They bought a lottery ticket that cost next to nothing, but could have a valuable payout in a decisive moment in October. So in summary, the acquisition of Andrew Heaney is a classic depth move. Low risk with considerable upside. He offers us coverage in multiple areas of the pitching staff and fits perfectly into the organization's philosophy of reclaiming undervalued talent. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you, the True Blue Nation, think of this signing? Do you believe the Dodgers pitching lab can fix Andrew Heaney one more time? What role do you see him playing if he gets the call to the major league team? Leave your comments below. Thanks for watching. If you want analysis like this and the fastest news on the Dodgers, make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on. This is True Blue Nation, Dodgers Report, bringing you the facts and the analysis that matter.